Okay, welcome guys. We're going to get right into stock market technical analysis, looking for trade ideas that make us money. All right, so if you guys find value in the content, if you're making money on some of these trade ideas that I've put out over the last few weeks, then leave me a thumbs up. And also, if you have found a stock trade idea, leave a comment below and I'll try to take a look at it. Okay, we're going to start out today with the triple Qs. And guys, as I go through these concepts, as I go through these trade ideas, as if you don't understand a concept that I'm teaching or describing, take my course. It's a $99 course. I kept the price very affordable for all. I'm not charging thousands of dollars like some of these other guys. So what you're going to get out of that is a skill set that's going to help you find your own trade ideas, how to hopefully you'll be able to analyze the charts and then manage risk and pick winners. All right. So triple Qs. We've got, we do have a breakdown. We've got the continued downside that I was looking for so far. We're right here at the lows today. So, if you look at the chart here, let me kind of clean this up. The lows are right in here at about 342.90, basically right where we're at. We need to take those out. Maybe they'll try to hold it here today, and we're probably just going to hold right in this area today, but we are seeing more selling and continuation of this bear flag. So again, the bear flag marked out really good is this flagpole here, and then here's your flag, and then boom, break to the downside and continue downward. So we're still looking at a projected target, anywhere from 316, and then there's another level of support down here at about 300. It's about 298 or so. All right, so those are both targets that we'll be watching in the coming days to weeks. I think there is some more selling, and we're seeing that today. Looking at the SPY here, same thing. I've got the projected target right now at about 400 to 410, anywhere from 410 down to 400. And you can see we are continuing the downside. So here's the flagpole, there's the flag, and boom, down she goes. So we need to take out the recent lows as part of this flag to get that, kind of that impulsive move down. And right here on SPY, that's about 431. We need to really take those out. This is where the buyers stepped in last time. So if we take that out impulsively, we're going to, we should continue down to these projected targets. All right, moving on. IWM, small caps. Again, starting to break down. Not super impulsive yet, but they are, we'll see how the day closes. This one has a flagpole. You've got your flagpole here. There's kind of a pennant here, and then you break to the downside. Projected target on this one is about 170. All right, we'll just call it 170 flat. We are breaking down out of to the downside. Not that impulsive yet. They're still trying to fight in battle. The bulls are still trying to fight right there. But so we need to see how this day closes. But if we get a nice red close into the day, then we're likely going to see that breakdown continue next week. All right, so that's what I got on IWM. Okay, let's flip over to gold, because gold's been a big winner this week at least, and the miners have been, they've had really big days. Little bit of a breathing day today. I was looking through some of these charts trying to see if I can tell if the run that we just saw is over. And looking at Barrick, I just don't see it. I think there's more upside. It looks like we're getting a little bit of profit taking today because we have had a really strong move over the last week or so. And Barrick over the last week was up about 20% in just a matter of just a few days. So it would make sense that you're going to get some profit taking into the weekend. Looking at the hourly, though, the momentum. Look at the RSI and the PPO. We've got kind of upward momentum. We recently just put in a new high right here in momentum. You see right there, new high, higher high in price, upward price action, upward momentum. I don't see any divergence. I see no negative divergence on the hourly chart showing up, telling me that this run is done. So maybe what we do is we're gonna kind of drawn out a potential upward trend line right here. So maybe we come in, and hit that trend line and then, continue higher. So I'll be watching for that. I don't see any indication that this rally is finished. And in fact, just the opposite. I think it's just getting started from what I can tell. So looking at Barrick Gold, and actually let's flip over to gold bullion. Unless they have some monster sell-off today, then we've got a breakout, all right? And so our isometrical triangle that we've been building for almost 2 years, really, right there and there, we broke out to the upside. And so if we close today, with this breakout, we'll have a weekly breakout. And here's the weekly chart here. So you can see that to me looks like just the beginning. Now, I would expect we're probably going to get some flagging action, maybe next week or in the next few weeks we kind of flag out. But I do think in the next coming months and ultimately this year, we should continue higher unless something changes on the chart, and then I'll change my analysis. But as of right now, looks like a bullish breakout, and we got to take a breakout for what it's worth. Silver. So silver, let me flip over to the daily chart on SLV. Starting to break out. This isn't as well of a defined downward trend line, but we have kind of a high, got a reaction here. There was another reaction right there, a little reaction there, and then there we are. So it's not that impulsive yet. This is not what I'd consider as a breakout quite yet. I want to see a big green candle to give us that breakout. Maybe we get that today. Maybe we get that in the next few weeks. We'll just watch. Silver's gonna, silver can lag gold. Maybe silver isn't ready to break out and wants to do this some more and then break out here in the future. When silver breaks out, though, it often goes kind of parabolic. So I would expect, what I'm probably guessing on silver is that we don't break out yet. We kind of just hang tough, kind of grind around a little bit and then break out. And then this thing will probably go pretty parabolic on that initial breakout. We'll look to take profit most likely. But I still have a target all the way up here at 25.20. Big gap to fill back here. So I think we're going to fill that. And then, if we get back up here, we'll probably consolidate a little bit. But if gold's continuing to look good and strong, then I think silver's probably going to break out above this recent range and really, pop above. This pop right here, this is the Reddit traders pop right here where they were trying to do a short squeeze and just didn't really work. But so I think we trade up into these levels, but that's my thoughts. Okay, new short trade idea, DVN. This is Devon Energy. This is an oil stock. So energy and oil has been, it was the strongest sector last year. We were on those early and got into those oil stocks early, caught a big chunk of that. But they're overextended, and I think you've got them. It's just consensus now. Everybody's piled into oil. So you're probably due for a correction. Very similar to gold. Gold, when it was rallying very strong, well, let me go back here. Here's gold bullion. When gold rallied really strong all through here back in 2019 through 2020, okay, and then you get this parabolic move here, it's about due for a correction. And it did. It corrected for over 2 years. All right, so that's where I think oil's probably heading, is probably due for a correction. Going back to DVN, here's what I got on DVN. And it's just a trade setup. It's not an actionable trade. I don't have a position in this. And again, it's just my opinion, not trading financial advice or anything. But we have a clear uptrend line on DVN coming off the October 20th or, October 2020 timeframe. That's where we started the trend, support. This was a bear trap. It dipped below and gapped right up. So we'll just call that a reaction. And then there's another reaction. Okay, so we got enough reactions to validate that trend line. All right, so what do we also have? We've got clear negative divergence. See the PPO, how we're just dropping off and downtrending, and the RSI is doing the same. Okay, so we have negative divergence. We have a clear uptrend to watch, all right? And that's setting us up for a break of this trend line. So that's what we're looking for. I don't know when it's going to happen. We're going to probably grind around. But eventually, we should get a break of the trend line. When we break, first support zone I can see is about 45.19. So this could drift higher for a while and then break. And that's why we just got to wait for that break. But support level 45.19, that comes back from, there's kind of some reactions back here. Reaction, and then zooming in, this was resistance all through here, and then it was support. Okay, so that's a clean level. I like that level. And then I marked this other level down here at 35.60. Looks like we had some more reactions down there. Okay, so those are two levels. And I know it doesn't look like a lot of a big drop because I've got log scaling on. You know, I always use log scaling when doing charts for the most part. But, you know, from where we're at now, the drop down there is almost 17%, and all the way down to this target was about 35%. So that would probably be the extent of where I think the drop is going to go. And again, we have to wait for that breakdown. So the more you go up, the bigger the drop at the end of the day. So there's a trade idea. And I think it's going to happen soon because here's oil. This is oil futures CL. You can see we had a nice clean uptrend line here on the daily chart. And just started to put in negative divergence on the momentum indicator. So as I zoom in, you can see it right here. There it is right there, starting to put in negative divergence. And we did have it. And so this was divergent highs. We wait for a break of trendline support. There's your break. All right, that was a sell signal right there on February 17th. Now, oil has been a very strong sector, so I would expect some dip buyers and that dip buying mentality to show up. And maybe we're going to run up and do a back test and then roll over. Okay, and if that plays out, then maybe that DVN is going to continue higher for a little bit and then break when we start to see after oil's done the back test. So things to watch, but does look to me like oil is on a sell signal, so any back test would be objective to short at. I'm not going to trade oil directly. I'll probably do something like this DVN stock when we get that break. Okay, let's go through some short trade ideas. And guys, if you're finding value in the content, leave me a thumbs up. I do appreciate that. Let's continue. So Tesla. All right, Tesla is selling off today. Nothing, you know, we don't have any technical change, but as far as I can tell, we're kind of on this bear flag action where we've got a flagpole kind of flagging, and I think we're going to resume down. Right now, we're at the 200-day or we're above it, so they're still trying to hold on to that. I suspect that we sell off into the close and close below the 200-day. It's just a guess, you know, but I think we close kind of right in here below the 200-day moving average. And if we do that, then, you know, that would be the first close in quite a while. Profit target on this one still remains about 550, and then we've got some lower targets, but for now we're going to go 550, and we got some support also right here at 780, it's about 780, give or take. Okay, so no change. I think we're just continuing to trend down and trend lower, and yeah, that's it. IYR, this is real estate. This is very interest rate sensitive. And again, the market is pricing in interest rate hikes, which means these interest rate sensitive, stocks like technology and real estate need to come off a little. So IYR, we had negative divergence. Let me just roll out, give you the whole picture. Daily chart, clear uptrend line, very, very well-defined uptrend line here. Up near the highs, we put in negative divergence. You can see the momentum dropping off. These were divergent highs. We broke trend, and our sell signal, our sell signal came right here, basically on January 18th. All right, so we fell down, hit support, had a little counter trend bounce, and it looks like we're continuing down. As I zoom in, you can see that we're starting to break that most recent support, which was about right here at 101.75. All right, we're right at it today. I think we're going to break. Maybe it doesn't break today, but looks like we're going to break. And that should set us up for a move down to the next target. There's a little bit of support at about $100. So maybe we get a slight reaction there. We'll see. And then down to the next target at 89.50. Okay. So those are levels I'm watching. The momentum, I think if we do get a nice impulsive drop, we should see the momentum roll over and make a new low. So that's something you'll want to look for. Right now, we need to see the momentum go like this and make a new low. And that will just confirm that we've got lower price, lower momentum. We're continuing a downtrend. Qualcomm, looks like we're heading lower. So this was resistance right here at about 173.80. You can see they did pop above it, and then it, impulsively failed. Once it failed, we did a back test, and down, we're continuing to kind of roll over. still in a kind of, still in a consolidation zone, but I think we're going to continue to drift down to this gap entry, which is about 153.54. Most likely they'll try to, the bulls will try to fight there and buy it. But I think the writing's in the cards, and we've got a gap to fill down here at 139.02. So I'm looking for, at a minimum, that gap fill, and quite likely a lot more. Really good support on Qualcomm down here at 123.02. So I would suspect we head down there, but the two targets that I have right now is 139.14 and 123, about 123-ish. I'm kind of holding out for those levels. GameStop, all right, so GameStop, again, resistance is right here at about 132.31. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this line right here. Just with the recent reaction, we're just going to simplify this chart. So there's your resistance. That was former support all through here. You've got a lot of longs trapped right now with negative, with losses. And you can see that, they're hoping to get their money back. So a lot of these longs bought, very few bought at support and many bought all through here. So right now they just want to get their money back. And usually the market's not going to give you an opportunity to get your money back. Sometimes it does, but in this market where we're seeing weakness in tech, I think it's not probable that they're going to get their money back. So likely they're going to have to exit this with losses, and it's just a matter of how big the loss will be. Here is your resistance. You can see we ran up, hit it. We tested it for a couple days, but so far they haven't been able to recover that, and we're starting to roll over. So again, we need to see that level remain and looking for more downside. So at the end of the day, we're kind of looking for, kind of a leg. We counter trend bounce, and then we continue down. All right, something like that. Right now, we've got a profit. We've got about 58.23, and then right here at about 39.14, we've got reaction levels there. I think we're heading down there. I don't see any indication why we wouldn't head lower in GameStop. So letting that one go to the downside. And the financials, XLF, this financial sector, they're coming off today as well. Not a lot. This has been one of the stronger sectors, but they are clearly selling down this week. So some support right about 38.92, but I think we're going to break. I think I'm looking for a broad-based market sell-off with tech weak, and if financials continue to show weakness, I don't see much holding this market up except for energy. And then again, I just pointed out that energy is not strong enough with its market cap weighting to really do much, but it has been one of the stronger sectors and lots of enthusiasm there. But I am seeing, I am starting to see sell signals show up in energy as well. So what in general, it's, the way I'm playing it is I'm shorting tech, I'm shorting the sectors, and I'm also shorting individual stocks such as NVIDIA, and then I'm long gold and gold miners, and that's kind of my pairs trade right now, and they both have been working. NVIDIA, this one I think has a ways to come off, but it's right there at the 200-day moving average. They're going to probably try to hold that. This is where it's bulls always are going to want to try to hold the 200-day moving average. So this is where they're likely going to try to hold. But if we get any kind of impulsive selling into the close today, it might just pull, we might just break the 200-day moving average, which I think is going to happen. This one started, you had a divergent high right here. This was kind of your last divergent high. This divergent high also, I don't know why I have this line drawn here, but let me go ahead and get rid of that one. But divergent high there, and we've been selling, downtrending ever since. Down to the 200-day, as far as I can tell, we're going lower. We've got, this thing's really ran up. So if I roll out on a weekly chart, you can see that the long-term bull trend support is all the way down here, and that would put NVIDIA at, 15, maybe 20, depending on when and if we get down there, 30, something like that. So this thing's at 234. It just went parabolic essentially. But the long-term bull trend is down there, so we could have a ways to fall and still stay bullish longer term. And BABA, you can see BABA's down 5% today. Again, this is why I kind of bailed on BABA. Looks like it's kind of grinding out a bottom. So It has bullish divergence, but I'm not really interested in buying BABA until it gets down to what looks like support, which is down in this area about 109.50. Okay, that you can see we've had 1, 2, 3 reactions there at support. We have bullish divergence. So if we run down there and make a new low, that's going to be another divergent low. That would be an objective area, I think, to add or take a position in BABA for a break to the upside. But right now, we're in the middle of the range. And then this one, GPL, this is a penny stock. It's only 20 cents. So it's very, very speculative. This is like your gambling money, basically. Don't put, this is not anything I'd put a large position. If I normally put, let's say you want to put 10 to 20,000 on a normal trade that's with relatively low beta. This one, maybe you put 1,000 or something like that. So, but there's no trade, actionable trade yet, but I just want to point it out in case we get it. We have a clear downtrend. We have clear bullish divergence. See the momentum, how it's moving higher. We're looking for a breakout and an impulsive breakout. Now, you can see here over the last couple of days, we started to dip, kind of peak above that trend, but it wasn't impulsive, and that's why I didn't really point it out as a breakout. We just were kind of grinding up here, and now we're selling down, today. So again, it's a setup. We need to see an impulsive break above this trend. Nice green candle, and that should set us up for, at a minimum, a gap fill up here at 36 cents, and quite likely a test of the 200-day moving average. They're probably gonna come in together, I suspect, or close to. All right, and from where we're at now, that's a move of about 70%, but depending on where you get the breakout, could be a gain of 50% or so. So it's on my radar. If it shows up, I'll point it out, but I just want to kind of give you guys the setup before it shows up. Okay, that's all I got for today, guys. If anything crazy happens by the end of the day, I'll get out a video. Probably going to do a live stream tomorrow morning. I typically start those at about 9:30 Pacific. What is that? 12:30 Eastern. And, those live streams, I go through all your stock picks and try to just analyze any kind of charts and stocks you want me to look at. So we'll do that tomorrow, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.